In fact, I'll show you what the 2009 cost share rates are. Now, the 2010 EQIP program isn't off the ground yet. We are having signups, and we continue to have signups year-round. We believe that sometime in February we'll start ranking your applications. Probably sometime in March we'll start funding contracts. We've got a new ranking system from national office. Came down to the state level. We have a new ranking system at the state level. It's been sent down to the area office level or zone level. And it's a new ranking system in the zone level that has not been developed yet. Right now, cost share rate is what we call a practice payment. And we're working through those as we speak down in Lubbock. They're getting together and they're setting those payment schedule rates for all these systems. 2009, many of the payment schedules they're based on an average cost per system that we receive from systems that have been installed. And then we apply a percentage that we want to cost share. And in 2009, that percentage rate for cost share was more or less about 70%. There's also some management payments in there and some maintenance costs associated with that. We call them payment schedules rather than cost share rates because of the General Agreement on Trades and Tariffs gap doesn't allow us to subsidize farmers, so we make payment schedule payments to y'all rather than a subsidized cost share payment. And it's a legal issue that we changed the name to make it legal for y'all to receive those payments. So in 2009, you're asking about 30-inch spacing on tape. The payment schedule for that tape is $1,477 an acre. That's what we pay y'all. That's not very common. We don't see many of those. We do see some 40-inch spacing payments. We're paying $1,113. 2009. 60-inch spacing, see a little bit of that. The $885.50 per acre. The most common, probably 90% of all the systems that we install in the area in Zone 1 is the 80-inch spacing, $672 per acre. We have installed a few of the 120-inch spacing. Those are spacings that actually come from the St. Lawrence area, where they have skip row cotton. They put a tape every 120 inches in between two rows of cotton. They're very limited. Those are the rates for 2009, based on around a 70% cost share. They're going to move those back down. Historically, we were at between a 40 and 50% cost share rate. And I think these rates will move back down a little bit. I've heard between 50 and 70%, but I'm thinking around 60% would be the cost share rate. And that spreads the money out a little bit farther. When we look at the dollars that we got in the zone last year, it was down a little bit from 2008, but it's similar to 2007, but we did quite a few fewer acres with those cost share dollars, and we want to continue to do more acres. I think industry and farmers both want us would accept a little bit lower payment to get a little bit better chance of getting into the program. And we also cost share payments, equipment contracts for vineyards and orchards, and we have some payments set up for them. I will say that Nick has invited me up to talk to y'all. We do very little drip irrigation north of Lubbock. We've done, since 2002, we have probably written and done over 1,000 EQIP contracts for micro irrigation. 95% of those EQIP contracts were in Lubbock County and the counties touching Lubbock County, which is 9 counties. And I think there's only been 5 or 6 EQIP contracts up in what we call the Amarillo area that we've done that I've looked at. I look at all the drip designs that come through the zone. So there's, There's lots of irrigated acres up here. Lots of opportunity. Well, I'll start on the micro irrigation design requirements now. And I'll try not to bore you or upset you, but within the zone, Greg Sikora is a zone engineer. He and I have worked together. And we've tried to make drip irrigation that's cost shared by the NRCS, which uses taxpayer money, to be a high quality system. So we have a lot of requirements for those systems. And some people don't like our requirements, but we try to make sure that we put out a quality system if we're going to use taxpayer dollars. So I'll talk about the SDI system requirements. We have the NRCS standard and specifications, which were renewed in February 2009, and the NRCS general specifications, which are the specific requirements for subsurface drip irrigation or SDI systems. It's more or less the construction specifications. We have got some copies of those down here. And the NRCS, all NRCS standard specifications can be found at this website, nrcs.usda.gov. If you want to make it easy, if you look on the left-hand side of that page, you'll see a link to the field office technical guide, or if you use this link here, technical / photog, is what we call it, take you directly to the page, take you to a picture of the U.S., you can click on a state, and then you can click on the county and get the standard and specifications listed under section 4 for every county in the nation, or for your county. It has all the NRCS standards and specifications in there. And for micro irrigation, they're listed alphabetically. The micro irrigation will have the standard the practice standard, the general specification, and the fact sheet listed. So you can download those PDFs. Design requirements for Zone 1, and that's not a drip zone, that's a NRCS Zone 1, which is basically the panhandle of Texas from La Mesa north. You need to have a contour map. I think Rusty showed you one of their contour maps. I'll show you another contour map showing the main lines, sub-mains, manifolds, valves, irrigation wells, filter stations, zones, blocks, site-specific contour map, and the scale and dimensions of the map orientation. We require this map for submission of the design to NRCS, which is me. Makes it a lot easier for me to check it. I get them checked a lot quicker if I have this map. And if I don't have the map, I reject it. So they're going to have a map. Some of the designers are giggling back there because they know that. So you're going to have a map. Going to show all these parts. It's not very complicated. It's got the contour lines, it's got the zones, filter station, control valves, header manifolds. In this case, it's got a supply line going to 2 other remote control valves. And the system is irrigating towards the north. And you got push valves on the ends of all the tapes. You have the listing over here. And this is what the designers are requiring of you to me. If it looks familiar, that north arrow, that's somebody else has that north arrow on there.